Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the Moonshine Stitches Knit and Crochet podcast. My name is Sydney and this is a YouTube channel where I talk about the things I've been crafting in the past couple weeks. Mostly yarn crafts, though today I have something a little bit different I worked on this week. And I'm excited to show you because it was fun. Today I have one finished object and a couple whips. So let's get into it. The first thing I have to show you is something I was not working on last week or last podcast at all. This is the Square One project bag. It is a pattern by Tony Lipsy of TL Yarn Crafts. This is a free pattern that is on her blog. Anything I mention today, yarn, patterns, etc., will be linked down in the description box, along with whatever social medias I have that I may or may not be using at the moment, but you know, they will be linked nonetheless. But yes, this is, like I said, the Square One project bag. It is constructed from the bottom up, square bottom, and then you work in the round until you get to the drawstring part. Then you make the handle and yada yada. Let's get into the details. The yarn I used is Sheptias. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, apologies. This is Stonewashed, which is a cotton acrylic blend. It is 78% cotton, 22% acrylic, and I believe it's like a sport weight. The pattern called for DK weight, but it turned out like the exact same size, so doesn't really matter. And this blue color is the colorway Blue Appetite, I believe. And then this lighter, like grayish, bluish color for the handle is, I believe, Crystal Quartz. I didn't have the ball band for this. This is yarn that I have had in my stash since like 2017, so there were a few missing labels. I had previously used this in a sweater for my son when he was like 7, and he's about to turn 12 now, if that gives you any idea how long this has been kicking around the stash. Even longer than that, so yes. I used a F hook, which was, oh, my dog sees somebody out the window, so hopefully he doesn't start barking. If he does, I will just cut it out. What was I saying? Yes, I used a size 3.75 hook on the entirety of this. And then for the drawstring, instead of doing the chains as per the pattern, I made I-cord with my Cordsmith, which is like a handheld like I-cord maker, just because I like the look better and they're a little bit more sturdy. And that worked up super quick because, let me see, do I have it over here by any chance? I do have it in here. So this is a Cordsmith made by, I think they are Size Inclusive Collective on Instagram. But they have these little hooky thingies and it's just a lot quicker than actually knitting I-cord, and I love it. And they came out really, really nicely. So, I-cord maker, Cordsmith. And then in the bottom here, the bottom is reinforced with this like plastic canvas. This is, I didn't have to like go out and buy it, but it is recommended it in the pattern. I just had this kind of kicking around, like the craft cabinet. I think I found it at like Goodwill or something, like a roll of a couple sheets of it for like 99 cents. So grabbed that. And then you just make the handle, and this is thermal stitch, which is like double thick and really sturdy. I've never actually done this stitch before, and I really, really like it. I'm actually using it on something else right now that I will get to later, and you'll get to see. But it's really cute. I'm excited to be able to use this now that I have shown it. I haven't put anything in it yet, but I do have a project I could toss in and use it. It's so cute though. I can see myself making a couple of these because it was just really quick to make up. Actually, I don't know. The it got a little bit daunting once I got to the body, but you know what? I like it nonetheless. So yes, Square One Project Bag by Toni Lipsey of TL Yarn Crafts, free on her blog. It will be linked below. I should tell you how much yarn I used actually. The blue, I used just about 3 full balls. This is what I had left. And then the handle, I actually don't know. It was definitely less than a ball. I think some of it was already used, but this is what I have left. So less than a ball, less than 4 balls of yarn, less than 200 grams, I guess, for this bag, which is pretty nice. I was very happy to get that out of my stash with such little left. Alrighty, but that is the only finished object I have this week. I do have a couple like half finished objects, like a couple finished socks. So let's get into that. That will take us into whips. Just gonna toss that on the floor. What should I show you first? I'll show you the first sock I finished. Last week I mentioned wanting to get some socks off the needles because I needed them to start sock week, which is a knit along put on by Nitty Natty, where you like knit 1 sock in a week. But I didn't have any sock needles free, so I needed to get some off the needles, and I did. I finished one of my husband's socks. This is a like stitch pattern I got out of a book called Sensational Knitted Socks by Charlene Church, I believe. I will have that linked below. But yes, I have shown this a couple times on the podcast now, but now you can see one full sock. Just a reminder, the yarn is Acorn Cottage Studio in the colorway Fields of Mordor. They don't have an online shop, so I cannot link that. But if you would like to find their yarn, you could find it at Thimbleberry Yarn Shop in Northeast Pennsylvania. I can link their website down below. And then the heel and the toe are Knit Picks Hollyberry. Knit Picks Stroll in the colorway Hollyberry. And these are knit on a size 1, which is a 2mm hook, needle. Geez Louise. And yeah, I think I cast on 72 stitches for him, and it's a very stretchy pattern, which is good for him because, you know, it's a lot of sock to knit for his feet. The heel, And the heel on all of my socks going forward that I show you today are a shadow wrap heel. I used a tutorial by Earth Tones Girl here on YouTube. And then the toe of the sock is a, ooh, I think I heard something outside. Round toe, kind of modified. I could link that also, but it'll just be for like a regular rounded toe, not with my modifications. But yes, that's that. One sock down, and I did not start the second one because I needed the needles for something else that I will show you very soon. The other sock I kind of made progress on this week is my Good Luck Babe socks. This is just a 2x2 broken rib pattern, and I think the last time I showed you these, I was like around here, and now I am ready for a heel. So that's exciting. I do have one of these already done. So these will just fly through the foot once I get through that heel. This yarn is Nomadic Yarns Neon Tweedy, I believe, in the colorway Good Luck Babe. And I am using a 2mm needle, and that's it. The heel and the toe will be made in this like orangey color. Man, I feel very low energy today. I'm sorry if you're getting that vibe too. I don't know where that's coming from, because I was feeling pretty good this morning, but the day has sucked it out of me. Summer and the heat is just like, it like zaps the energy from me. And we were like out and about this morning, and now I'm just like, I need a nap. That's all right. Maybe I'll take one while the baby is napping upstairs. Maybe I'll have time after I record. But I'm very excited about these. I love them. I love them so much. That orange yarn, I'm so sorry, is Toad Hollow. I think this is an 80-20 base, 80% merino, 20% nylon. In the colorway, it was something like Pumpkin Jack or Jack Pumpkinhead. I couldn't find it on their website, so I do not know, and I apologize for that. But I think it looks really good with the like orangey stripe in there. They're very cute. They are on the back burner now because it is sock week, and I have like a ton of progress on that to show you. Sorry for the sock parade. I don't know like why I have 700 socks on the needles at the moment. I don't know how that happened, but it did. All right. So sock week has started, and I have already finished. It started Sunday. Today is Wednesday the 23rd. It started Sunday the 20th, and I have already completed one full sock. Huzzah. This yarn is, again, it's Nomadic Yarns in the colorway Throwback. This is her 75-25 base. I think it's called Trusty Sock, perhaps. And these just came out so freaking cute. My goal was to make one full pair of shorties. I like my shorties a little bit longer. They're more like ankle socks. But yeah, same heel, shadow wrap heel, round toe modified. I'll write that up. Let me show you. So the round toe has like decreases all around in kind of a spiral, and standard round toe decreases all the way to like 8 stitches total and ends in like a not pinprick, like what am I trying to say? Like a circle. You like cinch it shut. But that fits me a little bit odd. So I decrease to 8 stitches on each needle, so 16 total, and then Kitchener it shut at the tip. And I also modified like the amount of like the rate of decreasing, I guess I should say, to make it a little bit shorter, because the first pair I made with them, like the toe was like this long. It was absurd, and I like my toes a little bit shorter. They just fit better. But yeah, I have it written up in one of my like project pages on Ravelry, but I could put that together so it's somewhere a little easier to find, because I have to go back and reference that a lot too, even though I've made like 700 pairs of socks with the same exact toe. I still have to look at what I did to modify it. Oy. But yes, one down, and I have just started the second sock. Not much to show there. I haven't worked on these at all today, but I am confident that I'll be able to finish this by Sunday within the knit along period. And I'll have one full pair of socks in a week. Again, I am using a 2mm needle, just a 2x2 cuff for 20 rows. And then for my shorties, I think this is about 30 rows, and then the foot to fit. Oh, on here, this is the other like little like new craft, just a little sneak peek that okay, I'm back. Sorry, that was UPS with my son's birthday present, so we had to go and hide that before he saw it. But like I said before I got distracted, this is the other little project I made over the weekend. I think I did this. Had to go up to Michael's for some hardware for another project I'm going to show you. And I was like, I've been wanting to make stitch markers for so long. So I finally bit the bullet and got some supplies, and I made this little guy. It's so cute. I hope that's focusing well. And I have a couple others. I think they're in here. Did I toss them in here? Yes, I did. Okay, I have, let's see. I did give one away and another to a friend, and there's another on another project, but here's, oh, I hope you could see that. Let's see. There's that little guy. They're all kind of like the same idea. I accidentally bought a like pack of like closings, but there were only 6 of these little claw clasps in it. I thought there were more. And then I just got the little beads and the charms, and they're so flippin' cute. Yeah, that's just a little something I did over the weekend. I want to make more, but I need to get like more closures and stuff for them. We'll see how that goes. I'll show you the other one when I get to it. Let me just put these away. And was there anything else I had to say about those? No, that was it. But yeah, next week I should have a full pair of socks to show you, which is very exciting. Love Sock Week. I'm very happy to actually be doing it this year, because the past like 2 years I didn't even get one sock out, unfortunately, because life got very busy in those moments. Okay, what else do I have? I think this is my last work in progress here. My husband has been getting into photography lately, and he got a used camera that he's been using on like hikes and stuff, and he asked me to make like a camera strap for him. So that is what I'm doing here. Got like the little D hook at the bottom, and then put this on eventually, this little like clasp thing. I think it's like a lanyard hook. I'm not sure what they're called. And then this is also thermal stitch because it is nice and sturdy. And then we crocheted a long thingy here. I'm describing this so badly. I'm freehanding this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have like very minimal notes. Increased so it's a little bit thicker, and now I'm just gonna keep going until it fits around him. We're freehanding this. I have another stitch marker on here that I made, and it's really cute. I hope he likes it. Well, he said he likes it. This is the yarn he picked up at Michael's. This is Loops and Threads Heathered Bamboo in the colorway Pine. Let's see. This is, where's the makeup? It's a bamboo blend. 53% acrylic, 47% bamboo. This is coming out good. I'm not a huge fan of this yarn, it turns out. It splits like nobody's business. It's wild. And I'm using a smaller hook than called for this yarn because I want it to be like really sturdy, you know? So I'm using that F hook, 3.75. And yeah. I foresee this being a longer term project because it takes a while to work up this stitch, though it is like, there's not many stitches in the rows. I think I started off with 4, increased to 10. I'd have to look at my notes. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll let you know how that goes because it's a fun experiment. It'll be like across his body like that. It's gonna be really cute. Yes, those are all of my works in progress. I guess this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because I didn't have much to talk about. I guess I could tell you about the projects I have coming up. I mentioned my son's birthday coming up. His birthday present just got here. But I also wanted to make him something. He's been asking for like a little amigurumi beast from the mini series Over the Garden Wall. I think that should be pretty easy to make. He's just like a fully black antlered creature from what we see in the show. So I'm gonna try to do that for him. And then I do this week want to cast on, after I finish my sock week socks, I want to cast on a sweater for my youngest daughter. I think she's going to be Kermit the Frog for Halloween, and I have a couple like patterns I wanted to make to like make that costume. I have this yarn. This is Emma's yarn, something sock. It's like her regular sock. I will pop it up on the screen. I forget what it's called. In the colorway It Ain't Easy Being Green, and I'm going to make her a flax light sweater by Tin Can Knits. I should have more than enough here. I think in her size, she's going to be 2 in October. But I think I will make her the 3 to 4-year-old size and just kind of like stop the sleeves to fit her, so it'll be like a little bit roomy with room to grow. And I have a full skein, and I think probably like 30 grams of this, and the pattern for the 3 to 4-year-old size calls for about 600 yards, so I think this will be enough. And then with that, I would like to make the Kermit Collar. This is a pattern by Non-Bind Crafts, I think. Yes, Non-Bind Crafts. They have a knit and crochet version of a Kermit Collar. Like, you know, like Kermit the Frog has like the like triangle-y whatever they're supposed to be around his neck. This pattern is just the little triangles. I don't have yarn for that yet. I think I wish this was a little bit darker because I wanted the color to be a little bit lighter, but I don't want to go too light. I don't know. I have to get a green yarn for that. That is a DK weight pattern, and I don't have any more green, so I'll have to figure that out. Something a little bit darker, perhaps. But I have a little bit of time to do that. Like I said, she's turning 2 in October, so not that that matters. Because it just has to be done for Halloween, and Halloween's 31st. And then we'll just find some like green leggings to go with that, and maybe like make a headband with his, I don't know, that might be creepy to have like an eyeball headband. I don't know, she'll be cute and she'll like it. She loves Kermit the Frog so much. We watch the Muppet movie so often. But yeah, that should be awesome. Those are my 2 big plans for when I finish a couple of these socks. I guess to wrap this up, let's talk goals. Last week, my goals were to fix my mosaic cardigan and to get some socks off the needles. Let's talk about the mosaic cardigan, because that is a tale of woe. I have completely frogged the mosaic cardigan. The more I looked at it, the more I hated the colors I chose for it. So that is on indefinite hiatus, and has been completely frogged. Now I have like 600 teeny tiny balls of yarn, and that's fine, whatever. I could still, it's still usable yarn. But I have to come up with like a different color palette for that, because it just was not working out like I had envisioned it. And I'd rather not go through all of the like finishing process just to come out with something I was not in love with. I still love the pattern. I was having a really, really good time making it, but I know I was not going to wear that very often, if at all, because it just was not vibing. So yeah, that was a little bit upsetting, because a lot of work did go into it. But you know, it's just yarn. We could always use it for something else and come up with a different color palette for that cardigan. I'll have to go through my stash, because I'm sure I have something. I think the big thing that I'm so hung up on right now is that a lot of the yarn and a lot of like the color palettes I gravitate towards are things I don't wear necessarily. I wear a lot of like earth tones, a lot of black, to be honest, and like olive green and brown. But I love like really bright fun stuff too, but it's just not stuff I wear. So I need to keep that in mind more when I'm choosing things to make for myself, to like garments, I guess. I like a shawl, I'm okay with like being a little bit outside the box, or like hats and socks especially. That's when I could go absolutely crazy and not really care about it, because you know they're socks, they're in your shoes. But yeah, it's just something I'm reckoning with right now, because in the past, like I've been collecting, like the yarns in my stash have been building up for, gosh, since 2015, so almost 10 years, and your tastes just change so much. Well, mine at least, in those 10 years. Like I was much more open to wearing brighter colors back then, I suppose, but I've really like kind of mellowed out and found what I feel good in since then, and especially recently. But yeah, Mosaic is gone. And we'll have to find another color palette to make that with. I'm not sure what I will be doing with the yarn I was using for that cardigan, but you know, it's Nitpick Stroll, so I could always find a use for a sock weight, fingering weight yarn for somebody, for something. But yeah, goal number 1, fix Mosaic cardigan. Did not do that. But goal number 2, I did get a sock off the needles and cleared them up for sock week. So yay, got that done. Goals for next podcast, for the next 2 weeks. I would like to finish my sock week socks. That's in the bag. That's not going to be a problem unless something like horribly wrong happens. Knock on wood. Number 2, start my gift projects. Yes, I would really like to get, oh, fudge. I keep saying my kids' names on this. I would like to finish my son's, or start my son's amigurumi. I do have the yarn for that, so that won't be a problem. And then I would also like to cast on that flax light. That'll be a quicker knit too, because it is going to be so tiny. So we'll see. We'll see if we could get those on the needles / hooks. And then number 3, more socks done. I really am feeling overwhelmed by the amount of socks I have on my needles. I have the sock week socks. I have my husband's socks, Carly's socks, and the Good Luck Babe socks. A lot of those are close to being done, but I think I really need to like limit myself to like 2 pairs total on the needles. Like 1 pair for me, 1 gift sock, or like 1 for other people, whatever. 4 is too many. 3 is too many. 2, I think, is the sweet spot, and I'll get there. The Good Luck Babe socks, I have like just the heel, the foot, and the toe to go, so I feel like those could get done. I'm at the toe on Carly's socks, and then 1 full sock after that. But yeah, after that I need to like, I really need to limit myself. But yes, that is all I have for you today. Apologies again if I seemed like low energy and kind of frazzled today. I don't know what's up with that. I really think summer is, and the heat is just like taking it out of me. And when I record, I can't do anything in the morning. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in 2 weeks with another update. Bye.